Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Rehan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. Alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, I'll start with the qiraat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So welcome all to Tibyaan program, our next session. So in the last class we have discussed that today we'll start with Surah Baqara. Actually, we are going to split this session into two halves. So in the first half, I'm going to explain Tajweed rule. Then in the second half, we are going to learn Surah Al-Baqarah, the first 3 ayahs. Okay, so let us start. I'll share the screen.
Sugnya.
Okay, so as we have discussed in the first session, I have said, so in Tajweed there are 3 types. So in the 3 sections, first section is makhraj. So makhraj we dealt in the last week, last 2 weeks we looked upon makhraj. I didn't say I completed all of makhraj. We'll go through it one by one in the next sessions. We'll do it every day. Makhraj we'll keep on going whatever we learn. Okay. Yeah, so we'll keep on going whatever we learn, we'll do makhraj. So today we are going to the rule which we are looking for is in sifat. The sifat is the second section. So in that, in sifat, sifat means attributes. I have told you sifat means attributes of some letters which come in certain occasions. So today what we are going to learn is Noon Mushaddada. So Noon Mushaddada means, I hope you can see my screen. Here, Shadda. Shadda is the small W-like symbol which you have seen in the Quran. Most of you have seen in the Quran. Okay, so what is Shadda? As I told, it's a symbol which comes on top of many letters. So if a Shadda comes on top of Noon and Meem, we do something called gunna. So what is gunna? Gunna means in English, if I say, it will be humming. Humming in sense, reading with the nose. Reading with your nose. So any place where Noon Shadda comes, you read it with your nose. Noon or Meem Shadda comes, you read it with your nose. So you guys would be wondering, what is Mushaddada? Mushaddada means if we are saying Noon Mushaddada and Meem Mushaddada. Noon Mushaddada means a Noon having a Shadda. So you may have heard Noon Mushaddada in some places. So the real meaning of Noon Mushaddada is a Noon having Shadda. Everyone knows what's Shadda? I just said before. Yes. So you can note this down. Even Meem Mushaddada means Meem with Shadda. So here, whenever a Meem comes in the Quran with the Shadda, you have to read it with the nose. So, like I said in my Qiraat, you will have noticed Surah Nas. 1 minute, yeah. Surah Nas, you could say there are all ayahs have examples of Noon Mushaddada. So, how do we read this? So, Noon Mushaddada, you read it with your nose, I told. So, exactly how do we read it? I'll show you. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل أعوذ برب الناس. So Noon Mushaddada, I read it with my nose, with humming, as you have noticed. So Birabbin Nas, you do gunna there. There are many other places in the whole Quran where you do gunna, not only when they have a shad, but I'm not going so deep in that. Inshallah, we'll go through in the next classes when I teach those rules. Inshallah. So here, when Noon has shadda, we do gunna. Even in the second ayah, even in all ayahs, like Malikin Nas. So the Noon Shadda should be read in the counts between 2 and 4. So you don't read it under 2, nor you read it above 4. both does not look good. So it does not seem to hear good. So in the first ayah, I'll say both the mistakes and I'll say the correct way as well. So in the first ayah, the mistakes people make are sometimes doing less than usual, less than 2 or 4 seconds, less than 2 seconds, and more than 4 seconds. So I'll give you example. So qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, that is wrong. So you have to do at least for 2 seconds. That's the minimum, and maximum is 4. So you have to not do more than 4. You have to not go like qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, not that much as well. Only in the stretch of 2 to 4 counts, not above that nor below that. So the correct way is قل أعوذ برب الناس. That much is enough. That is for 2. You can make it little more, but not so more. It should not go above the level. So like the same, I'll read the whole surah again with the proper gunna. So next, Malikin Nas, Ilahin Nas, من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. So you might have noticed in the last ayah, it's Noon Shadda does not only come in the starting of an ayah, it comes also in the middle of of any word. So even it comes in the last example in Surah Rahman, you might have noticed wala jan. There you have to stop with the shadda, with the gunna. So wala jan, you have to do gunna there. So I hope you all have cleared with the gunna part when noon shadda comes. So so anyone wants to have a go, we'll practice it. Anyone can do properly with all the gunna. Anyone wants to do? Anyone wants to read?
Can I try?
I try.
It's okay. You can give it to his son.
No, say the name. So who wants to try?
Son.
Okay. Okay, 1 minute. Hanun, in the next, we are going through Meem Mushaddad as well. So you can read that. Ihsan, you can read Noon this Noon with Shadda. Read it with all the gunna properly.
قل أعوذ برب الناس
MashaAllah. You can continue the whole surah.
ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
MashaAllah, Barakallah feekum. So Ihsan has read properly. So everyone heard Ihsan. He has read all the gunna properly. Congratulations. I mean, very good Ihsan. Yeah. So anyone else wants to have a try? Yeah, Hanun said he wants to have a try. Hanun, you can do it.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
MashaAllah, very good, Hanun. Like Ihsan, Hanun also read properly with all the gunna properly. So I hope you have learned, you have got clear of Noon Mushaddada, and I hope you have noted it. If you can note it if you want, or you don't need to note it. So everyone, so I'll summarize it. So we learned about Noon Mushaddada. So what is Noon Mushaddada? Noon Mushaddada means Noon having a Shadda. So what is Noon having a Shadda? What is Shadda? Shadda is the small W-like symbol which comes on top of letters. And another point, Noon Shadda means two noons combined. Noon plus noon. Then only you get the humming. So Birabbin, if it is one noon, it is Birabbin Nas. If it is two noon, Shadda means two letters join, like noon plus noon. Birabbin Nas. That's how I do it. And these doing this gunna is only for um, letters of noon and meem when they have shadda, no other letters. So here you have an example. Birabbin nas, you don't do birabbin nas, so you don't do gunna here. And I have seen many people doing gunna in lam when lam has shadda. So you have to only do on noon and meem. So you have to not read alladhi. So you won't read in Surah Nas because all of you know Surah Nas. You have learned it when you are small itself. But other surahs, when you read alladhi, this word or lam with shadda, you tend to do gunna. So you should not do gunna. Alladhi is wrong. Alladhi, no gunna. So there is only one letter. So you should not combine two letters. Okay, now we have gone through Noon Mushaddada as examples. Now we'll look at Meem Mushaddada examples. Okay, so this is Surah An-Naba. All of you know that. I think so. Yeah, so and here there are some examples of Meem Mushaddada. Okay, in the first ayah, I'll read it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. عما يتساءلون عما يتساءلون. Again, I've told like for noon, it's the same rule for me. Meem with shadda comes, it's two meem joined together. So meem plus meem. So amma yatasal. In the second ayah, there is example of noon mushaddada. Yeah, Zaid, you have any question? You're raising your hand. Zaid. Zaid
Yeah.
Hassan. Yeah, do you have any question since you're raising your hand?
I just wanted to read.
Yeah, sure. Let me finish explaining all this. Then I'll give you two people a chance to read.
Okay.
I'll give you a chance for sure. Okay, so let me continue. Here, anin nabail, again, noon mushaddada. We have gone through examples. Anin nabail azim. Then here, in the third ayah, alladhi, again, lam with shadda should not be done. Gunna should not be done. You should not do alladhi. Alladhi, that's it. Alladhi, not alladhi. So, no gunna. Again, in the next ayah as well. Kalla saya'lamun. Not kalla saya'lamun. That is wrong. Kalla saya'lamun. That's the correct one. It's not even like normal fatha. You should not. There are two ways of making mistake. One, doing gunna. Kalla saya'lamun. The other one, you read it without shadda. So gunna does not mean shadda. So if there is a shadda, you have to read the shadda. You cannot read kala sayalamun. It's not kala, it's kella. But it's not gunna. You should not do it twice. So it's not kella. In the next ayah, again, meem mushaddada example. Summa kalla sayalamun. You have observed kella. I did kella sayalamun. So I didn't do kella, nor I did kella. It's kella sayalamun. Okay, now so 1 to 5 ayahs Zaid wanted to read last time. So Zaid, you can read. You have to do the noon shadda and meem shadda properly. After Zaid, Rehan can read. 1 minute. Zaid Hassan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zaid, you wanted to read, you can read.
عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا.
Okay, mashallah, barakallah fikum. So you have done the meem mushaddada and noon shadda properly. Very good. So yeah, when we are learning about noon and memes shadda, it's not that we have to only concentrate on them. I have told the makhraj last week. You have to also do the makhraj. since I'm teaching this does not mean you have to only do this, only the meme properly. You have to do the ayn properly as well. So you have to not only do one rule whenever what I teach, the only rule I teach. You have to do all the previous rules which you learned. So in makhraj, you learned the throat letters. So you have to do them as well. Ayn. So I'm not going in detail about Surah Never. Yeah, so very good, Zaid. You have done Meem, Shadda, and Noon Mushaddada. You have done it properly. Now, Rehan, you can read. Rehan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا.
Very good, mashallah. Barakallah feekum. Very good, Rehan. You have done the Noon and Meem Mushaddada properly, mashallah. So you can lower your hand. Okay, so we'll go. Anyone else wants to read? Okay, so Najih, you can read. Najih?
Yes.
Yeah, Najih can read. 1 minute. Aiza, you can read next. 1 minute. Najih raised his hand first, so I'll give Najih a chance.
Okay.
Okay, inshallah. So Najih, you can read.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا.
Okay, mashallah, barakallah feekum. Very good, Najib. So you don't need to read the sixth ayah. I just kept it with the others. So yeah, you have done everything properly. Today's what I taught today, like me mushaddada and noon shadda, you have done properly. And lam, you didn't do gunna. That is very good. Correct, mashallah. But what I taught in last class, kella, it's kella, ka, not ka. It's not kalla, it's kella. Kella sayalamun. Okay, mashallah. So we'll go to the next half of our class. We'll go to Surah Al-Baqarah. So, are you all ready? Let's begin. Yeah. So a little points about Surah Al-Baqarah, just for your information. It's the second surah in the Holy Quran, which is the first surah. All of you know, Surah Al-Fatiha. We have learned about it. Surah Baqarah is the longest surah in the Holy Quran. So long, it consists of 286 ayahs, and it starts from Juz 1 and ends in Juz 3. It starts from Juz 1, but it's not the first surah in Juz 1. Fatiha is the first surah in Juz 1. Do not make that mistake. And it does not end while with the Juz 3. It ends in the half of Juz 3. So it contains approximately 2.5 juz. What is a juz? So many of you do not know what is a juz. Juz means in the Quran, juz is a amount of 20 pages in the Quran. So the Quran, the Holy Quran has 30 juzes. So the 30th juz is Juz Amma, which you have all learned, which starting from Surah Naba and ending at Surah Nas. That is the last juz. The first juz is starting from Surah Al-Fatiha and ending in the middle of Surah Al-Baqarah. So juz is 20 pages. Yeah, there are 30 juz in the Holy Quran. All juz have 20 pages. So okay, let's start with Surah Al-Baqarah. So everyone should have a Quran with them. Do not look at the screen. You should have a Quran with you. Okay, so very good, Ehsan. Yeah, so we are going to learn first 3 ayahs. So I'll start. I'll explain all the rules in these ayahs, in these 3 ayahs. Then I'll read it for you first. Then I'll go to explain. I'll explain all the rules. So the rules which I have not taught as well. So you don't need to be confused. There will be some rules which you know, which I taught in the makhraj ones, and some you don't know. So we'll learn about them while learning with the Quran, but not in detail about them. I'll teach when I'm teaching the rule in detail. So like today we learned Noon Mushaddada. So if there is a rule in these 3 ayahs which we didn't learn, so we'll go in the next classes, which like today, like with Noon Mushaddada, we'll go at others. Okay. So let's start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First, I'll read all the 3 ayahs. Let me start. Alif Lam Mim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. So let's start with breaking these ayahs into small with tajweed. Okay, so the first ayah, it's a very confusing one. So 1 minute, I'll give you, after explaining all the rules, I'll allow you to read. So if it is for any question, you can unmute yourself, no problem. But if it's for reading, you can do after I explain all the Ihsan and Najib. You can do after I explain all the rules at the last. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So Alif Lam Mim. In the second class, not in the first class, in the second class, I have taught about makhraj. When I taught it first, I said about root names. So you guys might have wondered why I said that. So this is the reason why I said that. See, in Baqarah, in the first ayah, you can see Alif, Lam, and Mim. This is not a fatha, this is a mad sign. All of you can note what's a mad sign. So mad means stretching, so it's a mad sign, it's not a fatha. Okay, so yeah, so you might have wondered, if you're reading it the first time, what do we read this as? So it's not alama, nor it is any other with harka. These should not be read with harka. These should be read, these are known as, it has a name. This has many deep rules inside it. This is one of the hard parts of Quran, learning about these. So I'll go in detail after some classes, because it's very hard topic. So in these are known as, just for the name I'm saying, if you want you can note it down. Huruf means letters. So huruful muqatta'at, the name is muqatta'at, huruful muqatta'at. You can name it, you can write it down, or it's okay if you don't learn. We'll learn it in another class. We'll learn it in detail. So these are known as huruful muqatta'at. So in the first alif, there is no mad sign on top of it. So alif should be read as alif itself, and it should not be read alif, nothing like that. It's only alif. The fa should have only the normal alif, not alif. It's not alif, nothing like that. So alif is the only way you have to read. So alif, then you have to go to the next 2 letters. Okay, nothing. I'll continue. So lam, in the lam you have a mad. So lam, the root word of lam is lam, la plus alif plus mim. So that's when you break down la. I'm sorry if you're seeing some lines in my PPT. There is some problem. I don't know why. But don't leave it. Just ignore it. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. So lam, it is made it from la plus alif plus meme. Okay. So those are the three letters. So that here this mad is known as maddul lazim. I have told it before, but this is another type. Again, these are very deep rules. I'm not explaining it more. I have told maddul lazim before in wala dhalin there. So this is different. This is for letters only. So alif here there's maddul lazim. So maddul lazim, you know the meaning. I told. If you don't know, I'm saying it again. It is maddul lazim means compulsory for 6 counts. It should be done for 6 counts. So alif lam you should do for 6 counts. So you have to have your breath for this. You have to take your breath. Then lam for 6. Even meme. Meme is ma plus ya plus ma again. So meme plus ya plus meme. So meme again for this also has maddul lazim. Meme again. So should have 6 counts. So totally 12 counts, but not only 12. Here lam is la plus alif plus meme. So here meme, then for meme is meme plus ya. So here lam is ending with meme, and again meme is starting with meme. So two memes coming together. When two memes come together, you have to do the shadda, which I have told. Noon Mushaddada, gunna. You have to do gunna. So gunna is for, I told, 2 to 4 counts. If 2 is the minimum. So here you have to do gunna as well. That many people do not do that. So gunna as well should be done. So total, if you get the counting of it, lam 6 counts, and then there's a gunna there 2 counts. Again meme 6 counts. So 6 plus 2 plus 6 is 14. So this total, these 3 letters, alif does not have any madda, no stretching. So these 2 letters should equal to 14 counts. So you should take a long breath and and read it with a proper 6, 2 and 6 counts. So I'll read it for you. Alif lam mim. So it's alif. I have told you. Some people say alif. Alif lam. They do the mad properly, but they do not do the gunna. You have to do the gunna. So people who have raised their hand, I'll unmute you. If there is any question, you can unmute yourself. I have no problem in that. But if it's for reading, we can do it after I explain. So I'll go through after one ayah. I'll say one more person to read this ayah. 1 minute. So if it's for any question, you can unmute yourself. You don't need to raise your hand or ask my permission. Okay. So again, so meme. I'm saying alif lam meme. Many people say they do the mad, they do not do the gunna. Gunna is very important. Alif lam meme. That is wrong way. So they should do the gunna. You should merge them both. You should do alif lam here lam meme. You should do the gunna. So so these are that is the rule for the first ayah. I'll say it again. Alif lam mim. Okay, so alif should not be done with fa. It should not be alif. It should be only alif. Lam, and I've told you 14 counts. So try to take your breath in first. Then you can say the ayah. Okay. Now anyone wants to read the first ayah? Only one person. Then we'll go to the next ayah. So Naji, I've given you a chance for before. So Naji, I'll give you a chance after some time, after a short while. So Ryan Abdul Rahim, you can read. Yeah, Ryan. Do the mad and gunna and all the rules which I taught. Perfect.
Okay. Till which ayah?
Only the first ayah.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif lam mim.
Very good, Ryan. I heard only a little because I could not hear in the middle. But you have done the lam and meme proper mad I didn't hear the middle part because of some network, I think network connection problem. So yeah, so you did the alif also properly, mashallah, Ryan, very good. Everyone heard Ryan, so he did it properly, mashallah. So now we'll go to the second ayah. Yeah, so let's start. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. There's another way of reading this. I'll say you why in a short time. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Okay, so let's go to the makhraj of these of this ayah. So first, ذلك. So the should come underneath the tongue, the makhraj of it. I've told you we'll go through makhraj every time. Every class we are going to go through makhraj because it's a basic one. So every class I'm going to explain a little bit of makhraj at least. Especially when we do the ayah, we have to. I will talk about makhraj. Many people are raising their hand. I'll unmute you shortly. First, let me complete all the ayahs. Then, one by one, you can read the whole 3 ayahs. So, if there is a question I've told you, you can just unmute yourself and ask any question. Okay. So, yeah, let's continue. So, dhalika again, the comes underneath the teeth, underneath the tongue. Sorry, the. So, dhalikal kya again comes from kya. You should not do ka, not ka. It's dhalika, not dhalika. Dhalika is wrong. Dhalika and dhalikal. So here you can see um one alif here, which does not have any haraka. This is not a haraka. This is not a sukoon. So it's not a dhamma as well. So do not mistake this with sukoon or dhamma. Okay. This is another thing. Again, I'll explain it deep. So here, when you continue, you do not look at this at all. You ignore it. You drop it out. So it's only the likel. So many of you know this already, but I'm just explaining because in many places this comes, so many people can get confused. So dhalikal, it's not dhalika al, it's dhalikal, dhalikal. So again, kya, dhalikal, kitabu, kya, kitab. It's not kitabu, nor it's kitabu. It's not qaf, nor it's ki. It's not ti, it's ki. Dhalikal kitabu, kitabu. So many of you know the makhraj of kaf. It's not so hard. So kitabu.
Excuse me,
Yeah. Who is this?
I have a question. Naji,
Yeah, Naji, you can ask.
while going through the class, will we learn the meanings?
I don't think. No, you're not going to go through the meanings. It's only tajweed with hifl.
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue. So dhalikal kitabu. Here you can see a small alif here. Kitabu. This means for 2 counts. The normal kitabu. So here also dhalika. It's not dhalika. Here you should see this dhalika. It's not dhalika. Here the small alif means the. You have to make an alif. Alif means alif itself, but we are not writing it. We put a. They put small small alif instead of here also kitabu. If you write, when you write in Arabic, you don't write it like this. You write it with a alif. Here you in Quran, most of the places it comes with a small alif, but it stands for alif, the normal alif. So the alikal kitabu, it's not kitabu, it's kitabu. You should see the alif. You should even count that. Okay, so dhalikal kitabu la raiba fi la. Okay, so la raiba. La, again, this letter is la plus alif. So it's not la, it's la. La, la raiba. It's the same thing as alif here. It's the same thing. La, it's not la. So there is a fatha, there is a alif with it. Then raiba. Raiba, ra, it should be heavy. It should not be raiba. Raiba, it's wrong. So raiba, ra, raiba, raiba. When the ra has again, I'll explain these rules. These are detailed rules, so I'll explain it later. But I'll say just for the sake here, ra when it comes with fatha or dhamma, then it should be heavy. Ra, ru. But when it comes with a kasra, it should be light. Ri. It should not be ri. It should be ri. Ri. It should be light. So here it's with fatha, so it should be heavy. So la raiba. It's not raiba. Raiba is wrong. Raiba. La raiba. Okay, now comes the confusing part. Most of you get confused in this. So what is this? These three dots in these two places. So this is another sign of stopping. So here it is compulsory to stop, but there are two places. Does it? So many people have many questions right now, I know. So what will you do here? The thing we do here is there are two places where one is after la raiba, after this word, another is after fi. So as you may have observed what I did. I have read this ayah two times in two different ways. I read it, I said it, I'll explain it later, but some of you may have observed it. Again, I'm sorry for those lines to come in the PPT. I'm sorry. I don't know what problem my laptop has. Okay. Yeah. So la raiba fi again. So here in the first uh, la raiba fi in the first, there are two ways. In the first way, what I read was when I stopped at fi. In the second one, I stopped at raib. So now you may have got what is the meaning of these three dots. So there are in two places. So you have option, but it is compulsory to stop in any one of these. You should not stop in both. You should not continue in both. You should not say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ Udallil. It's not, you should not stop in both the places, nor you should continue fully. You should not even say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. That is also a wrong way. You should compulsorily stop in either of one places. You should not stop in both, nor you should continue. So that is the rule of these three. If you, there are other examples in Surah Al-Ma'idah, it comes twice. It comes rarely actually. In the Quran, it comes only like 7-8 times. So whenever you see this, maybe when you are reading Quran simply, you may see this. So you should remember that you should stop in one of these places. It won't be far from each other. I know all of them where they are. So it is nothing of those is far from each other. There'll be only two words or three words far from each other. There'll be sometimes one word like la raiba fi, only one word. Sometimes there'll be a little more gap between the two stopping places, but there won't be like one line gap or something. There's nothing like that. Only a little space gap. So now you might have known. Now it's your wish. It's your opinion. I'm not the one to say. So it's only your opinion. You can stop on this or on the stop on here or here. Fi or la raib. So if you stop on la raib, you should not continue from back. You should continue from fihi, and again you should not stop. Yeah. Okay. So la raib fi. If you're stopping at fi, then hudallil. You should not again take from back. If you're stopping at la raib, then fihi hudallil muttaqin. So that is the rule of this. You have to know. You can not have to. You can note it down. So it comes rarely in the Quran. So you can next time you go through this. You should not make a mistake. Okay. So yeah, la raiba fi. I stop at fi mostly because yeah, I stop at fi mostly. You can stop at la raib also, no problem. So la raib or la raib fi. When you stop at la raib, there ba when you have to put a sukoon while stopping. All of you know that. Again, I'll go in detail when I'm going to learn in next few classes. You're going to learn because these are very important rules of stopping. That will be the rule name. So rules of stopping we are going to learn in short, in 2 weeks or 1 week. Yeah, so la raib, when you stop, you have to put a sukoon while stopping. You learn this, you have to put a sukoon. So here, la raib, So when ba has sukun, ba gets a sifat. What's sifat? An attribute, a particular attribute in some certain occasions. So ba will have another sifat known as qalqala. What is qalqala? I'll teach it again. That's also a very important rule. So I'll teach it in short in next few weeks as well. So la raib, you have to bounce on it. That is the meaning of qalqala. You have to bounce on it, like la raib. I've told you have to not do kalkala on any other letters except 5. I'll teach you in the next classes. So you have to not do on alif. So alif is wrong, but ba la raib correct. The la raib is correct. La raib, you should not stop like that. You should stop with kalkala, with bouncing. So in English you call it bouncing. So la raib, that's how you stop. If you're stopping at fi, then you have to pronounce the ha. Ha is throat letter. You know that. Ha, you have to stop at ha. Ha with sukun. Again, stopping with sukun. So then, so then you have to stop heavily. I mean, with the throat. لا ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. Or if you're stopping at ba, I told you have to bounce. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب. You have to stop like that. Then let's continue. La raib, if you're stopping, it's your wish. La raib, or if you're stopping at fi, then you have to continue. Hudan lil muttaqin. Here ha. Ha is throat letter. In makhraj we learned. So ha comes from the throat. Hudan lil. Okay, here there's a tanween. There's a ya as well. So what does ya? Ya has no dot. Remember that. When a ya has no dot nor any haraka, then you have to leave it. You have to leave it aside. So leave this. So if you leave the it will be hudallil muttaqin. Here after tanween, this is called a tanween. Two fatha coming. You may have noticed in many places. Even when I showed in amma yatasalun, alam naj'alil arda mihada. The again two fatha comes. So that is known as tanween. So there is fatha tanween, kasra tanween, and dhamma tanween also. There are in different places. So here it's fatha tanween, and then it's lam with shadda. So you have to merge these letters. So hudallil, it's not hudan lil. Here tanween means an. It is an in un. Fatha tanween is an. So it's not hudan lil muttaqin. It is hudallil. You have to merge these both. Again, this comes under certain rules, which I'll explain it later because I'll explain it later. So hudallil again. So you have to merge. Remember that you have to merge. And again, I've told you la mushaddada. You should not do gunna. You should not do hudallil. Hudallil is wrong. And hudalil is also wrong. Hudallil only for one count. Hudallil. Again, lil muttaqin. Hudallil muttaqin. Hudallil muttaqin. Qaf comes again. It comes from the lowest part of the tongue. Qa. It's hard to pronounce. So lil muttaqin. Qaf also should be you should be hearable properly. Okay. Muttaqin. Okay, so I'll read it again. The whole ayah. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Okay, now since time is very short, I'll allow 2 people to read this ayah. Anyone wants to read? There were many people raising their hand.
Can I?
Okay, one by one, please. So Rehan said first. Rehan, yes, you can read.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Rehan, only read the second ayah. Okay, Rehan.
Okay. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
MashaAllah, very good, Rehan. So you have to decide where you stop. You have to not decide when you read. So you have to not say la raib. You should not do. You should not stretch there. You have to decide. So first, only before reciting, you should decide. So I'm going to stop here or here. So you stop here. Decide. Not la raib.
Voice is not clear.
You stop. Yeah.
Your voice is breaking.
I'm sorry. Now can you?
No, not. No.
Fannan, your
Uh.
voice is breaking.
Hello? Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, there may be some internet connection here. Now can you hear me? Anyone?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Now it's clear. Now it's
Here.
clear.
So last time I said yeah. So you have to not you have to decide where you stop at the first. You should not say la raiba fi. You have to not do that. La raiba.
Okay.
It's only la raiba. Okay, Rehan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very good, Rehan. You have done others properly. You have done the hudal lil properly and muttaqeen qaf also properly. MashaAllah. So one more person.
Can I read?
Can I?
Najih, you read before, so I'll give Mishal a chance. Mishal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
MashaAllah, very good, Mishal. So you have done it perfectly, almost everything perfectly. Here, la roiba fi, when you stop, as I've told, ha with sukun, you have to make it clear. You shouldn't, it should not be fi, it should not be like that. It should be clear. La roiba fi, ha, fi, ha should be clear. Very good, Michelle. Try to correct that next time. When you learn hifl, you have to have no mistakes. So if you learn hifl with mistakes, it's very hard to correct. That's why you should never learn it with mistakes. So try to correct this, inshallah. La raiba fiha. Okay, I'll go to the next ayah. I'm sorry, people. Next ayah, I'll give another people chance since time is less. Okay, so next ayah, it's a big one. Yeah, so let me start. I'll read first. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. So first what I would like to say is like how I read, you don't need to read it in one breath. You can read it in two breaths. You can stop in the middle. Here I'll continue. I'll say when I reach there. So alladina, again la with shadda should not be done by gunna. Alladina, the from underneath the tongue, the alladina. Then yu'minuna. Here many people make mistake. It should not be yu'minuna. Yu'minuna is wrong. Here vav you can see, but vav has a hamza on top of it, a small one. So this should be read as hamza itself. Vav is just hamza. You know, sometimes hamza come on ya and vav. So here and it is you minuna. It's not you. You should not do you minuna. You minuna is wrong. You minuna. Thunder strike like you minuna. That's how you read. So many people make you minuna. That's wrong. I'm saying it again. You minuna. Again, so then yu'minuna bil ghaibi. Again, here the same thing where al kitabu, dhalika al kitabu yu'minuna bil ghaibi. It's not bi al ghaibi. This is without any harakah. So you have to drop it, leave it aside. So bil ghaibi. You should do bil ghaibi. Here gha should come from the throat. Bil ghaibi ويقي قاف again from the lowest part of the tongue. يقيمون الصلاة here ويقي قاف. Then the وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Saw should again, it should not be swalata. Swa is wrong, as I've told. 1 minute. Yeah. So يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Saw with shadda. يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Here again. So you might have noticed salata here. Vav is there. Why is vav there? So vav has a alif, small alif on top of it. So again, as I've told you in Dalika, when a small alif comes, no matter where it comes, you should read it with fatha, only fatha, not vav. Salawata and all is wrong. Salata. Yuqimuna salata. Okay? Yuqimuna salata. Here you can stop. So people who don't have, people who want to stop, the best place to stop is here. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. That's not how you stop. So many people stop like that. So you learn in the rules of stopping. Inshallah, we'll cover that shortly. But here, what you have to know is وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. When you stop, it should be swala ha. You should make the ta ha. Remember that. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Salah. That's it. Then you have to again continue from back. Then when you continue, it should be again ta. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. You stopped. Then again, if you continue, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. I'm sorry, again, there are some lines coming. Ignore that. There is some problem. Yeah, now it's got good. So, salata again. I'm saying it again. Salata should not be wav. You should ignore the wav. You should put a fatha there. So وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Then وَمِمَّا here. Meem has shadda. We call it meem mushaddada. We learned in the previous hour. So last time, just now we learned. So وَمِمَّا again gunna you should do. I told you with the nose. So وَمِمَّا. We have learned it already. We have gone through examples. So this is another example. So وَمِمَّا, and then continuing. رَزَقْنَاهُمْ. Qaf with sukoon should be again bouncing. I have told you for ba, la raib. Even for qa. Qa has sukoon. Razaqnahum. It's not razaqnahum. It's razaqnahum. Here na, and again alif, small alif you can see. It's not nahum, razaqnahum. Here small alif also you should count. Razaqnahum. And hum, ha, the throat letters. So razaqnahum yunfiqun. Here again, after noon, fa comes, there is another rule. I will explain it. There is a very big rule. So I will explain it shortly. Here, but you have to do gunna. Remember, what's gunna? From the nose. Humming. So, yunfiqun. It's not yunfiqun. It's yunfiqun and qaf. Yunfiqun. Qaf should be done with lowest part of the tongue. So I'll read it again once. I'll read it in one breath, but you can stop. Okay, I'll stop and show how to stop. So I'll stop over here. That's if you can't get till here also, you can stop at ghaib. Again, you have to put the qalqala there, the bouncing there. So ghaib, you have to stop. But better is to stop here. If you can't, you can stop over here. Okay, let me start. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. So that's with all the rules. Now together, any one of you can read this ayah, the last ayah. 1 minute. So people who have not done today, Aqsa has not done, Dua has not done, Shazeb has not done. So do not look at the screen. So you try to read it with your Quran. It's better to look at your Quran. So always when you learn, you have to keep a Quran for yourself. Do not change Qurans, or have one separate Quran for yourself. Then always look at that while you read. Okay. Um, n- okay. So I'll unmute. So anyone, I'll give one chance. So Aqsa can read. Aqsa, the last ayah only. Then I'll give 2 to 3 people again chance for the whole 3 ayahs.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
MashaAllah, very good. 1 minute. Yeah. So you did it very good, Aqsa, mashallah. I know these are new verses for you, and you are small, so that's why you are stopping in the middle. There's no problem if you stop in the middle, like for when you're not getting it. But if you're stopping when you don't get breath, that time you should stop with sukoon and you do the from back. But this I can understand because it's new ayahs and it's big ayahs, so you can stop. Okay, no problem. So when you learn it by heart for, till next week, these 3 ayahs, learn it with flow. Flow is also very important. You should not stumble, like you should not stumble there. You should read it in flow. Alladhina yu'minuna. So if you practice every day 5 times, you can do it. You just need to give little time. I'm not saying to give so much time, only little time. Then you can get it, inshallah. Okay, so Aqsa read the last ayah. She read it very good, perfectly. Mashallah. So now time is very less. Time is already over, but still I'll give 2 to 3 people chance for reading all the 3 ayahs. So uh, so some people, yeah. So who is it? Can you tell your name?
Michelle,
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, what's it out?
how to stop in that salat?
Yeah. So salat, you should not stop with a ta. So this is called the round ta. It's called ta'ul marbuta. You don't need to learn the name, but ta when you stop, it should be ha. You have learned ha, right? In the throat letters, ha. So salah ha. You should stop like that. And after stopping, you have to take it from back. You should not just continue here. Take it from back. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Then finish it. Finish it like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, very good, Michelle. I like people asking doubts. Otherwise, it's only one lecture. It's not so good. People can ask doubts. People can interact. So Dua didn't read today. So Dua can read.
Only the third ayah, or should I read from the start?
You can read from the start because we have completed all the ayahs, right?
Yeah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
MashaAllah, very good Dua. Very good. You have read it with proper flow. Have you learned these ayahs by heart before?
No, like I used to like just read Baqarah, that's why.
Oh, MashaAllah. So very good. You have read it with proper flow. So fi here, ha, it's not ha. It looked like ha. It heard like ha. So fi ha, fi.
Yeah.
And then last, you have done properly, everything properly, mashallah. At the last, razaqnahum, you read it properly, but the ha should you should give it little more pronunciation on that, little more stress on that. Razaqnahum, ha. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Mashallah, very good dua. So
Thank you.
try to improve your ha. You will be
Yes.
perfect, inshallah. So okay, now little more, so two more people. Anyone raising their hand? So people who have done before, do not raise their hand because there's no time. So I'm picking new people. So Aksa, Ihsan, so Dua, you can you can lower your hand. So I'm taking, I'm trying to do for everyone. So if I only take some people, there won't be time. So I'll anyone else is raising their hand?
I
Yeah,
forgot to raise down my hand. I'm sorry.
it's okay, no problem. Yeah, Mohammed Shahzeb.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون
No, it's three ayahs is enough. Okay, okay, Shahzeb. So try to go a little more slow and try to use the tajweed which I've taught today. So I've taught all these letters. So try to concentrate on that. So I said alif, lam, mim. You should do for 6 counts, 6 to 6. So here you have to do for more. You did it for very less time. So try to do for more. Alif, lam, mim. And here hudallil muttaqeen, qaf. Hudallil muttaqeen, it's not keen, qeen. Hudallil muttaqeen, qaf should come from lowest part of the tongue. And yu'minuna, this is hamza. I've told in the throat letters, do not get confused between ayn and hamza. So yu'minuna, it's hamza. It should not be yu'minuna. Ayn sound should not come. It's not an ayn, it's a hamza. Yu'minuna, yu'minuna. Other than that, I could not find any mistake. Mashallah. Try to go a little more slow. Then it will be good. Try to do all. Try to, when you learn it by heart for the next week. Try to learn with all the rules, all what I've taught. Don't learn just fastly. So I've told you before. It's this Quran. This class is not only for just going in hifz fast. It should be with proper tajweed, and you can go slow, no problem. If you are doing it properly, like if you, many people do it, submit it properly, like learn by heart properly, we can make it more faster. But tajweed is more important than just going in hifz. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Shazad. Now one or two people can read. So Aksa and Naji, you have read before. So I'll choose someone else. Sister Safana. Yeah, you can read it and we'll end the class today.
All the three?
Yeah, all the three.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
MashaAllah, very good. Barakallah fikum. Very good, Sister Safana. So you have read it with proper tajweed, bil ghaib wa yuqimuna properly. MashaAllah. So I could not find big mistakes, only little small mistakes. So here, la raiba fih, when you stopped, ha should be like clear, more stress on it with sukun. Fih, you should hear the ha. It should not just stop on fi. It should not be fi It's wrong.
Fees.
It's not. Yeah.
Fees.
So you should. The ha should be clear. Maybe I cannot hear it. So maybe you're doing it, but I cannot hear. But then try to make it more louder. Fee ha.
Okay.
Okay. And here swalata. It's not swa. It's the va should not come. Little vav is coming. So swalata. Swalata.
Salat.
Very good, mashallah. Then you have done very well. Okay, now we can finish the class. So Aksa is raising her hand. Aksa, do you want to read, or you have any questions?
In the third ayah, should we ignore the first alif?
Okay, yeah. So I have not told you this. Yeah. So here again, when you start an ayah, here this should have a fatha. Not when you start an ayah. Actually, this is also a very big rule. In detail, if you go, it's a very big rule. So, but just remember this: when this letter, it's known as Hamzatul Wasl. It's a Hamza, but it's Hamzatul Wasl. It has a name, Wasl. You can name it. You can remember it, or you can write it down. So here, when Hamzatul Wasl, after Hamzatul Wasl, a lam comes. Lam. Whenever a lam comes, it should have fatha. The Hamzatul Wasl should have a fatha. So alladina, here lam is coming. That's why it should be a fatha. That is when you start a word. When it's the middle of the word, like I told, dhalikal kitabu or bil ghaib, you have to ignore it, remove it. Just remove it. Yeah. So when it's in middle, you have to remove it, drop it out. If it's in the start, there are many other rules for it. But when a lam is coming after it, it should have a fatha. Remember that. Okay. So I think yeah. Shahira Abdullah, if you have any doubt, you can ask.
Can I read?
I think there's no time. You okay? You can read. We'll go. You'll be the last one. You can read.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Yes, you can continue.
ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Mashallah, very good. Very good, Haya. I like the way you did Alif Lam Mim. You did it perfectly. Mashallah. And Alladina yu'minuna. Here you did the Hamza properly. Many people made mistake, but you did properly. Very good, Haya. Next time when you read, try to be a little more louder so that I can hear you properly. And if you want to practice reading, you have to practice it again and again, everyone. Now ending the class. So yeah, one more thing I wanted to say, Haya, is that when you don't need to read this in one breath. So salah, you can stop there. You don't need to read salah, then you don't need to stress yourself. You just can stop at salah. So when you read the Quran, Allah does not like people reading the Quran with stress. Allah does not like that. Allah does not like people doing stress for Quran. So you can just read it the normal way. Just normally, how much you can do? You can stop at Salah, or you can stop at Bil Ghaib also, no problem. You don't need to try it in one breath. Okay. Yeah. So I'll end the class here. So if anyone wants to practice it, like how if you forgot the rules, if you didn't write the rules, it'll be there on YouTube. So you can look there. So there again you can hear all the rules I said. Or if you have noted, very good, mashallah, good. If you have noted it, if you have noted all the rules. So all of you try to practice this every day, these 3 ayahs, and try to learn it by heart for the next week Tuesday class. Then you can say to me, some of you can say, some of you can say to me on WhatsApp. So that will be what we'll do in the next class. So try to learn this by heart. Try to learn it with all the Tajweed rules by heart. Don't learn it just by heart simply. So inshallah, you all can do it. It's not very hard. Just read it a little. Just give it a little time every day. Then you can do it, inshallah. So today was the first class which you learned something by heart, which I said something by heart. So inshallah, everyone try your best to learn it by heart. So mashallah, every one of you read very well. Whoever read very well, they read it very well. So Surah Baqara is a hard surah, yes, but we can all do it. If we try, we can do it. Inshallah, we can learn it by heart. Okay, so I'll be ending the class. So all of you did very well. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.